My name's Tammy Bartles. I'm the Director of Training here at Frontier Justice, and today we're going to talk about traveling with a firearm. So traveling with a firearm depends a lot on how you're planning to travel. So there are several things you want to consider if you're going to be driving. You want to know the rules of where you're going to, because just because your state allows you to have a firearm in your vehicle doesn't mean every state does. And there's a federal law that's called the Safe Passage. And what that does is it allows you to drive through non-permissive states and have your firearm in your vehicle following very specific rules without being a criminal. But if you stop too long in those communities, then that safe passage can drop off. So several things to take into consideration when you're going to be traveling with a firearm. First is, again, knowing where you are going and what the laws are in those specific areas. There are a lot of different ways to find out that information. You can get on the state's websites. You can check with different providers that provide that kind of information. Google is our friend. And so that you want to make sure that you are following those rules. Generally speaking, unless the state recognizes your state's concealed carry permit, you're going to have to travel with your firearm unloaded, locked in something like a safe like this. Same thing if you're traveling by air. You can use these for air travel. They're approved by the TSA. You can lock them here. Another thing to consider is your car is not a holster. And so if you're traveling, even if you have a concealed carry permit, taking your firearm out, putting it in the glove box is not keeping it safe. So there are things like safes like this that come with little cables where you can attach it to the framework of the car. You can put it in the trunk and lock it to the frame of the car that prevents it from being stolen. So if you're going to be traveling by plane, and oddly enough, traveling by train is the same rules, your firearm has to be in your checked baggage. You cannot carry it in your carry-on. It has to be unloaded in a locked hard side case. And then again, you have to make sure that you know the laws where you're going. So if you fly, when you get to the airport, you declare that you are traveling with a firearm. And so if you're leaving from Texas and flying to Kansas, no problem. When you go to leave Kansas, the same process in reverse. You lock up your firearm, you declare that you're traveling with a firearm, and they ship it. But if you're, say, leaving from Kansas and flying to New Jersey is a non-permissive state. So when you go to fly out of New Jersey, you could be arrested for having an illegal firearm. Well, if you have any other questions about what it's like to travel with a firearm, what the rules are, a lot of that information is covered in our concealed carry classes, which are a great option, or you can speak to one of our instructors who will be happy to help you out.